In this tutorial, we will look at VM performance testing. I have built 3 VMs for demonstration purposes. Each VM is running Ubuntu 20.04 and has 4 GB of RAM and 20 GB of HDD. The difference between the VMs is that one has a single vCPU, the second has 2 vCPUs, and the third has 4 vCPUs. We need some software to stress the VMs, so I found a Python script that uses Python multiprocessing module to utilize any number of vCPUs that are available. The script finds all the prime numbers in a range starting at 2 with the endpoint defined by the user. The results are stored in RAM. I have commented out the line to print them as this is not needed for our demonstration. Here is the Python script. Pause the video if you want to take a screenshot of the code. Obviously, you will be running your own payload when you are optimizing performance. This code is just for demo purposes. Okay, I have logged into the 3 VMs and started the Python script called prime.py. Notice the software has detected the CPU count on each VM. We will ask all 3 VMs to find the primes between 2 and 20 million. As expected, the 4 vCPU VM finishes first, at 36.6 seconds. The 2 vCPU VM finishes next, at 71.3 seconds, and the 1 vCPU VM comes in last at 130.6 seconds. Okay, let's look at detail at the 4 vCPU VM. You may be familiar with top or htop to inspect what processes are running on a VM. However, we are going to use a more powerful tool called Glances to study the performance of this VM. Glances is installed by running sudo apt install glances on the VM. Here we have 2 terminal sessions to the same VM. We will use one to start the script running and then watch Glances on the other terminal. We start the script and this time we will ask it to test for primes between 2 and 40 million. I have chosen this number because it more than fills the available memory and then uses the swap file on the hard drive to extend memory. We can see 5 Python processes running. The initial code spawned the 4 processes and is now sleeping. The 4 active processes are working hard and are running at near 100%. There is no disk I/O as everything is happening in memory. You can also see that the Glances process is running and taking up some CPU time. We can see that memory is gradually being consumed. Error messages are coming in at the bottom of the screen as first CPU and then memory thresholds are being exceeded. Now all of the available RAM is consumed and we see that swap memory is now also being used as well as main memory. We start to see some disk I/O, but the disk I/O is not interfering with the CPU usage and I/O weights are minimal. The 4 processes calculating primes are finishing up now. The swap memory will decrease after the script stops running, and the total time to run the script was 94.4 seconds. If you have a performance problem with a VM, start by identifying if it is CPU, memory, network I/O, or storage I/O bound. Once you know where the bottleneck is, that will suggest solutions. For example, if you have multiple vCPUs, do make sure that your software is distributing tasks to all vCPUs. If you are suffering from I/O weights, then perhaps you can use SSD instead of HDD. You can get further information on how to measure and improve performance on your VMs by visiting this link.